Lesson number 1, Hobbes versus Locke. In this lesson, you'll be learning about the two men that you see up on the screen. The one on the left, his name is Thomas Hobbes. The one on the right, his name is John Locke. So why do we care about these two people? They thought very different things about people, about us, and how we would act if there was no government. One of them thinks that people will be very evil without government, and therefore people need to be very strictly controlled and not have a whole lot of freedom. The other one's going to think a little bit differently. The other one's going to think that people, they do need government, they need direction, they need rules and things like that, but they do okay with a little bit of freedom. So they think very different things. You'll learn more about these two men and what they thought in the reading that you'll read that is below this video. So the reason that we're looking at this is to kind of think about what we think about people, and because the purpose of government really is to try and keep things in order, to try and keep society functioning and doing well. These two men just thought very different things about how that should be done. So you should look at the two men and their philosophies, their ideas about people and government, and you should think about what you think, if you agree with Hobbes or if you agree with Locke. So the topic goals. These are things that you'd be able to do at the end of the lesson. Not things you necessarily have to do, but just things that when the lesson was over you'd be able to do if you did well in the lesson. You'd be able to describe the ideas of Thomas Hobbes. You'd be able to describe the ideas of John Locke, so the things that they thought about people and government. And you'd be able to compare and contrast the ideas of Thomas Hobbes and John Locke. That's a fancy way of saying you'd be able to say how they're the same, and more importantly, how they're different. The essential questions are things that you'd be able to answer when the lesson is over. You don't necessarily have to answer these, but the things you can think about while you're going through the reading and the assignment. So I'll read them to you. First one is, what did Thomas Hobbes and John Locke think about the natural state of people? That means what we are like when we are born, with no government affecting us, or no parents or role models or anything like that affecting us in any way. Second question is, how do their ideas translate to different types of government? What does that mean? It just means when you look at their ideas, does it remind you of any types of government you've seen in classes, you've seen on the news, or anything like that? You're going to see that one tends to be somebody that will probably like a dictatorship, where there's like one person in charge, and you're going to see that the other one would probably like some kind of thing where there's government, but people do have some rights and some freedoms to speak up. So again, the questions that are below the video, they go with the reading. There's a link to it. What you'll do is you'll read. It's only, I think, a page or two. And you can look at the questions while you're reading. I think that's a really, really good idea. So you can look at the questions and read at the same time, so you know what you're looking for. That'll make things a bit easier. If you have any questions or you need any help, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you. If not, good luck.